I want to speak on purpose. I grew up in the country, and growing up in the country isn't a bad thing, so that's not what I'm saying, but I was country dumb. I had no clue about nothing. Um, it wasn't until my very first girlfriend, and she'll laugh when she hears this, that I even learned how to wash my hair properly. That's how country dumb I was. And with that being said, back in the day, I used to wash my hair with a bar soap, and dandruff be damned, or conditioning be damned. Man, that was just how I washed my hair. I didn't know no better. Up until my first real consistent girlfriend, someone who took time and kind of explained a little bit about life to me. And when you country dumb, you have no clue. And just to be honest, I was country dumb. Growing up in the South and in Louisiana, it was cool, but for me, it's about exposure. And I had very little exposure, very little culture. I was so uncultured. I didn't eat at a traditional restaurant, which was a restaurant called Ryan's, until my senior year prom. And it was a big deal. It was amazing. And for me, what I want to talk about with purpose, it's identifying areas in which you can grow and areas in which you can improve. For me, being country and country dumb wasn't my limitation, and it wasn't my ceiling. For me, it was opportunity for me to be intentional and living with purpose. The first thing I'll talk about is balance. Growing up, I did it the wrong way. I took an opportunity to where you could build relationships and you could build your identity or understanding as far as being successful. I always had tunnel vision as far as trying to be successful. I never really cared about relationships. I didn't cultivate relationships. Relationships for me was no more than a chess game, putting pieces where they needed to be beneficial to me. So, in essence, the first part of purpose, like I tell you, is about understanding balance. So, when situations in my life occurred where I needed people to be there, to where I needed someone to understand me, hell, to I needed someone to even speak in my behalf as if they knew me or knew anything about me. Many instances, I couldn't get mad if there was a rumor or something being said about me that was untrue. When I lived such an isolated life that, I mean, who knows? Maybe it's true, maybe it's not, but we don't know him. No one knows him to even vouch for me, because the people in my life, no matter how smart you think you are, how strategic you are, how smooth with it you are, they still are no more than chess pieces, and eventually they feel that energy, and they know that it's no more than a quid pro quo, or benefit me and I'll benefit you, or a win-win situation like Stephen Covey says in The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. But they know you have to understand that has to be a balance. You can't just go for one and ignore the other. You can build relationships while chasing your dreams and building those foundational moments in life of success. It's cool. But you have to be able to have balance in your life. You hear it all the time with work-life balance. It's the same way with that energy of personal growth and professional growth. I had to learn how to build both, and that was something that I didn't learn until recently, the last 10 years. The second part of balance is understanding that it's not where you come from, but what you strive toward. A lot of times in life, I was fueled by something negative. Not that I ever used it to hurt anybody else, to harm anybody else, or to disrespect anybody else, because that's never been my MO. And although I kept myself private, no one can ever just really truly state that I had ill will toward anybody. But what I mean by that is, you can get to a point where everything that happened bad in your life is what's fueling you. everything that you look at as a situation, not as a duality moment, meaning it affects someone else differently than it affects you, so they may not even meant what they did to you, but you use it as fuel. And that's how I was. So being careful what motivates you, and understanding that in progressing, it has to be something that's either fueled by positive energy or negative energy, but there's no either or. What's motivating you, even if you're reaching success, is as important as the success itself. The third and final thing is being true to yourself. Understanding that through this whole process of growth, personal growth or professional development, it's all about remaining who you are. You can gradually, now make sure you pay close attention to this. You can gradually evolve into a better state of who you are. You can gradually evolve as far as personal and professional growth, but be true to who you are. Be true to your motivators. Be true to what makes you who you are.